Hey, wholesalers, you don't need a crazy detailed property disposition write-up. Hey guys, it's Brad from probatehouseguy.com. So I'm actually a real estate investor and I specialize in probate and inheritance deals. So if you're working on a probate deal or maybe you want to get started in doing probate deals, let's have a chat. All right, so I want to talk about wholesaling deals specifically here, and I want to talk about your write-up when you're advertising your deals together. Now, surprisingly, I wholesale a lot of deals, but I actually haven't done a deal write-up in a long time. I personally run my business in the fashion where I have a very small list of buyers, VIP buyers, that I sell all of my deals to. And I don't have to send a big mass mailing out. Now, some people might say, oh, you're leaving money on the table because you're not advertising it out there. And you might be right, but what I'm doing works for me. I like my life to be very simple. I try to keep things very simple. So what I'm doing works for me. I pick up the phone and I call one or two people or whatever when I have a deal that I think might work for them. And I say, hey, I got this deal at this address. I send them the address. And the beautiful part about the whole thing is that I don't have to truck buyers through the seller's house. I literally send my buyer, like one buyer, or usually it's only one buyer. And some of my buyers, they don't even actually go to the house because I've built that long-term relationship with them and they trust me and they know I'm not going to lie to them about condition. I'm not going to lie to them about numbers. So they just take the pictures I send them and they take my word for it and they buy the house at the price that I say. They also don't negotiate on deals with me. I present the deal and I say, hey, I got this deal for you. I want X amount of dollars for it. And they say, okay, great. Sounds good. Sign me up. Boom. It's that easy. Now, a lot of you guys might want to do the deal write-up and send it out to a big buyers list. A lot of times only probably 10 to 20% of the people are actually opening your emails and reading your emails. And when you are doing a write-up, if you're going to do that, you don't need to do a crazy detailed write-up. I have gotten deals sent to me from some wholesalers where you can tell they've spent like a lot of time putting together this write-up. I mean, they ran comps and they've got pictures and they've got descriptions and they tell you what you could do with the property and you could do this and you could do that, blah, 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 blah. They go through all these steps, but they don't need to do any of that because you have to think about who your audience is. And at the end of the day, your audience is a group of experienced investor buyers who only care about one thing. And the one thing they care about is it a deal or not? And it's up to them to determine whether that's a deal for them. What might be a deal for one person may not be a deal for another person. So you have to let them decide whether they think it's a deal. So all you really need to give them is some pictures and you need to give them the address of the property. Now, when I used to send out detailed write-ups, I actually would not give out the full address of the property right off the bat because you get a lot of these daisy chainer idiots out there who like to just daisy chain deals and send them out there and just blast other people's deals out. And they're the scourge of this industry. They're the people that give this industry a bad name. And unfortunately, they've always been around. They always will be around. They're scumbags, in my opinion. But if you're going to send out an address, just send out maybe like the first digit and X out the rest. And then the real buyers will email you back or call you back or whatever and say, hey, can I get the full address? Give them the full address, give them some pictures, and give them an asking price. That's all you need to do. You don't need to run comps for them. You don't need to figure out what their rehab budget might be. Now, that's not to say that you shouldn't know how to adequately assess a rehab, because you absolutely should. You need to know your numbers. You need to be an expert on what rehabs cost, and you need to be very accurate with those numbers. But I'm here to tell you that one investor might be able to rehab that house for $10,000 more or less than the other guy might be able to do it. So don't try to get super exact with your rehab numbers, but you need to be within the ballpark. And I see so many wholesalers who are like way off. I mean, we've all seen the emails, right? Oh, it just needs cosmetic work. And you look at it as a teardown. And they're like, oh, $20,000 in rehab. Like, no, try like $200,000 in rehab. You missed a zero there, bro. So Anyways, if you're sending out these wholesale deals, I suggest that you just keep it simple. Include some good pictures. I also like to do a walkthrough video where we walk around the property and we just upload it to our YouTube channel and we put it as a private video, and we just share the link to the video so they can also see it in real life. When you're taking photos too, make sure, if at all possible, you're using a camera that has the wide angle option on it so that you don't have to take as many photos and you can kind of capture everything in the picture. Because nowadays with the quality of photos, like if someone wants to zoom in on something, they can like zoom in on these photos. So make sure you give them a good high quality, high resolution photo, but you don't have to take as many photos because they can capture kind of everything in one picture. So if you're wholesaling deals, just keep it simple, is my opinion. And again, at the end of the day, this is just my opinion. There's 1,000 ways to go about this, and I found this is what works for me, because at the end of the day, when I get a wholesale email sent to me, all I care about is the address, and I look at the pictures, and I run the numbers, and I'm gonna, honestly, I don't even care what their asking price is, because I'm gonna run my numbers, and I'm gonna make them an offer as to what my numbers say I should offer them. So, but it is a good idea to have an asking price in your deal and make sure that it's a reasonable asking price. Like I see some of these guys send these wholesale deals out, and they're basically asking like a retail price for a wholesale deal. If you're going to blast out wholesale deals to your list at a retail price, you just need to retail the house. List it on the MLS, and if you don't own that house and you're just trying to wholesale it before you own it, figure out a way to source the money and buy the deal and list it on the MLS. You'll find that you actually make a lot more money when you wholesale properties compared to when you send them out to your buyers list, because you're actually exposing that deal out to a broader audience. Not only are the investors going to look at it, but also potential, homeowners will look at it too. So we actually like to wholesale lots of things where we actually buy them, take them down, we do very little to them, and we list them out on the MLS as a fixer-upper, and we let the investors come in, we let the potential owner-occupants come in and make the offers. So, again, I'm Brad with probatehouseguy.com. I hope this video helped you out. If you're working on a probate deal and you need some help, be happy to chat with you. Also, I am looking for strategic investors to work with throughout the country. I have a unique way of acquiring these probate inheritance deals throughout the country, and I look for 1 or 2 specific strategic investors that I work with in each market, and they are my go-to person for all of our deals in that market. So if you're interested in chatting about that, please reach out to me on probatehouseguy.com. There's a contact form there, or you can pick up the phone and call the number there on the website. Thanks again for checking out this video. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.